We're in the shop today and we're going to take $30 worth of lumber and turn it into over $200. All right, you guys know me, so I'm going to use scrap lumber where I can. I want the base heavy because it's narrow and it's 22.5 inches to 22 inches tall, but you need to measure your couch so you know where the armrest is. Mine is 24. I want to make it just a couple inches smaller than the couch. So let's cut up to our line. We'll make micro adjustments, small adjustments. I'm going to zoom you in right here and show you something. What I want you to do is, if you got to take like a slither off, what you need to do is pull your saw down, bump your lumber up tight to the saw blade, and then when you cut it, you'll take off just enough, because I need less than a 1/16 of an inch off of this. Now, I'm going to cut the two legs out of a 1x10. All right, I've got my base and two legs cut. Now I'm going to show you what to do, and I'm going to let you see how I'm marking these, because the 1x10s are actually 9 1/4, and the 2x8 is actually 7 1/4. Y'all ready? I'm going to put some pocket holes in this thing. Everybody talk about pocket holes. I love pocket holes for stuff like this. Real good. Oh, by the way, I always use the same tape measure. Each one of them's a little different sometimes, and you don't want to make a mistake. Since we are connecting a 2x material to a 1x material, you can't use your automatic clamp. You need the other Craig clamp or jig that you can set the depth to. You'll also need to know that since you're using two different materials, thicknesses, you're going to go to your thinnest material and set your drill bit and your jig to that thickness. We're going to use 1 1/4 inch screws to make that happen. I'm going to put 3 pocket holes in here on each end. I'm going to use some Titebond 2. Titebond 2. Since this is thinner, what I want to do is center it in the board, and then I'm going to use a piece of trim this thickness on the side. That'll give me a 1/4 inch lip out here. Now the way mine works out is I need 1 inch on each side. So I'm going to put me a line at 1 inch from each side. That way my trim will sit right there on it, and it'll give me that lip I was showing you over here. Don't over tighten them, you'll go all the way through. Now we're going to rinse and repeat and do this side. All right, now what I'm going to do is cut 2 1x4s 22 inches long. That's the same dimension as the inside here. And we're going to attach them inside flush up here so we can set our bottom shelf hidden compartment. Put 2 pocket holes in each end of our 1x4. Then we'll have to carry that 1x10 over to the table saw and rip it down to fit between them. Pick your best side again. We're going to switch it back. Make sure our drill bit's still on 3 1/4. You don't have to go out and buy that expensive pocket hole jig. It's like 80 bucks for the little one. Got Harbor Freight can get you a jig, but I like those. I'll put a link in the description if you want them, but you can get them at Harbor Freight for like less than 20 bucks. A pocket hole jig. So let's attach these 1x4s to our frame that's behind me. Clean your glue up, and we're going to flip this puppy over and do the other side. Now what I want to do is pick the bottom side, whichever side I want to make the bottom in the hidden compartment, the best side up. We're going to put about 4 pocket holes across each side and screw it and glue it. Now your pocket holes will face the bottom. You shouldn't see them unless you're laying on the floor. Hey, by the way, while we're down here, don't forget to give me that thumbs up, that like, that subscribe, hit that little bell icon. Don't forget to reveal the big drop, July 4th. It's coming and it's a game changer, baby. Once I get all this glue off my hands. Hidden compartment right here. But we're going to put a flip top on it, but so far so good. I'm going to sand it a little bit before we keep going. I hate sanding, and I ain't finished sanding it. But now what I want to do is cut some 1x2s, 22 inches long. Remember that stop block? Comes in handy. I don't never have to worry about if my measurements are the same. They're all the same. All right, we're going to take those 1x2s, and you see that lip that was here? We're going to flush it up with these 1x2s. That's why we measured it in the beginning. Oh, by the way, no pocket screws. All we're going to do is glue it and brad nail it. Work your way down. If you have a little lip here, you can sand it after the glue dries. What y'all think so far? I think it's going to be pretty cool. All we got left to do is put the hinges on and the lid. I went ahead, like I said, cut the top. Had a piano hinge in the shop. Didn't have all the screws, so I had to use some gold ones and some black ones. But you know, I'm a scrap wood, kind of use what you got guy. I ended up putting, just to start, hadn't showed you everything yet, but I'm going to show you, put a piece of trim on it so it looks like it's complete. If you didn't, you would just have the shelf end and it wouldn't set flush. So with the piano hinge installed, you can now open it up. You can see the piano hinge. Now the easiest way to do a piano hinge is to clamp your piece to the back, set your back edge flush with that, and secure your piano hinge there. And if you'll get a 3/4 inch piano hinge wide, you just screw it to the front. I took a piece of the 1x2 that was left over, routed the bottom edge. Let me show you. Routed the bottom edge, and we're going to just nail it and glue it right to the end like that, and it'll give us a good corner right there. Now all you got to do is when we put it on, line your corners up like that. Make sure you're flush. Hey, Michael, make sure you don't nail into your cabinet because then it wouldn't open and close. But I'll finish the other side, sand this down, fill up my nail holes, and my wife's got a nightstand. You hear that? She already got a nightstand. She wants an end table beside the couch. She'll have an end table. All right, the wife came out. She goes, I need another shelf. I totally agree. I told her that to start with, but she wouldn't listen. But we're going to add another shelf. So I got the center measurement, which is 17 1/4 from the top to the bottom piece here. We find that center. Then we take the thickness of the board we're going to use, which is a 3/4 board, 3/8, and that'll give me the top of my block so I can screw this puppy in. And then we'll put the 2 trim pieces on it. Now all we got to do is put our trim pieces on, stain it, sand it, and we good to go, baby. Check this thing out. Hidden compartment. Since we're just brad nailing this front, I want to make sure I get some glue on it. on the top edge. We do the same thing on the opposite side. Let's sand her up and get her stained.
Whoa, 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 yeah, yeah. Monday to Friday, I'm watching that clock, waiting on the weekend to head to the shop. Sun coming up, got a coffee in hand, got a board on the bench and a good game plan. Radio playing, I'm feeling alright. Little bit of sawdust, a whole lot of light. Every cut clean, everything's true. Man, I love doing what I do. If you love what you do, you'll never work a day.
That was a blast to build, man. Easy, beginner friendly. You can use a hand saw. You can use a skill saw. You don't need a miter. You don't need a table saw, but you'll need to buy your wood pre-cut. Still got to stain the inside of it. But hey, we throw a couple of layers of polyacrylic on this or some lacquer or something to shine it up, and it's going right in the house. Hey, don't forget the big reveal's coming, and never forget, Jesus loves you.